Adrija, and we have Alan, who's an honorary team member. We are going to introduce you guys first to our project briefly, and then go into our workshop. Um, yes. So, Voices of Tomorrow is an initiative where we collect artwork from young people all around the world. And we have run an exhibition already, collecting over 300 artworks from over 15 countries. And right now I'm going to show you a bit of what the exhibition space looked like. So this is our virtual exhibition belonging to the fourth dimension, which is run by Alan. And we showcased 50 amazing pieces in our first exhibition and are awaiting to run our second one. And we are currently collecting some of these amazing artworks again. As you can see, it's a very immersive 3D space with multiple levels and extremely just cool the way the shadows fall and the environment. So this is an innovative space. And yeah, in as well as we have our full artworks on our website, and we'd love for you to take part in this. So our team is going to um, give you a workshop that allows you to participate or just have an evening of creating and sharing conversation about the future. Yeah, I'll hand over. Oops. I'll hand over to Pete or Adrija.
Adrija.
Thanks for getting us started on that. Hello, everyone. I'm Adrija, and before I take you into the beginning of the session, this is what the session will look like today. First, we have a small but interesting check-in. Then we'll have a warm-up session where you can get started on your creative idea. Then we'll have some time to work on developing one of the ideas that we have through this process. And finally, we'll end through a small reflection. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay, this is a small check-in in which I want everyone to participate with us. So first, please get comfortable, sit in a comfortable position, drink some water if you need to. Then I want everyone to close our eyes. And once we close our eyes, I want us to imagine what I'm talking about. So when I say our shared future, what is it that you're thinking about? What do these three words mean to you? What do you see when you think about our shared future? What do you think can be a part of it? What are the emotions that are coming up for you when you think of our shared future? What are the visual images? What are the thoughts and feelings? What are the associations that you can make?
So they can look up here.
Someone is unmuted. All right. What are some things past that you can connect with it? We'll just take a few moments to think about our shared future. If we have some thoughts, I would like to hear brief comments from everyone who's around here about what you think about, what did you feel, what are the visions that came up for you. If you would like, you can unmute yourself and share. The chat is open as well. We will now have a brief sharing about what came up for you when you thought about the future, when you thought shared futures, or anything, what this process of reflection meant for you. Feel free to share on the chat where everyone can read your thoughts, or you could unmute and share as well. Alan says togetherness and ease. Thanks, Alan. For me, it is all about creating a space where we use AI, but we use AI responsibly, and we use AI in a way that brings us all together instead of dividing us. Alethea says, the team, sorry if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly, shared objectives and visions. We'll have a minute more for sharing some in. Feel free to unmute as well if you'd like to share. Peter says trepidation and love. Alethea says infinite possibilities. Wow, I love that. Frias says global collaboration, evolutionary technology. These are these reflections of you as we move forward into the session as well and start on our pieces. Katrina says collective faith. And I see small hearts on the comment. So thank you for doing that. Feel free. Feel free to keep sharing throughout the session. Raven says music and art ruling the world. Okay, feel free to keep sharing, but we'll move on to the next section. So I'd like everyone to take a moment. Previous slide, please. Thank you. I'd like everyone take a moment and go through the entire chat section and think about what are some common themes do you see. I do not want to lead on your thinking, but is there something that you see that is common to all the sharings that are there, or are they very different? How do they reflect our view of the future? What is a sense that you get about how people are thinking about the future? Are there any common hopes or fears that you are noticing? Is there something that people are looking forward to in common, or are there some apprehensions that you notice? And is that future anticipated or preferred? Now, the difference between anticipated and preferred futures, I can share with you. Anticipated is something that you think is going to happen depending upon the space we are right now. And preferred futures is something that we would like to happen. For example, depending on the situation of the world right now, an anticipated future might be that pollution increases, but preferred future might be that we are able to control pollution. So these are a few thoughts to sort of guide your reflection. So if anybody would like to share now, do you think what the comments that we have about shared features reflect our hopes or fears? Now is the time to share as well. Depending upon the mood in the room right now, depending upon the sharings we have, what do you think our shared views of future are? Urva says a better world, infinite opportunities. I'm happy that you're looking forward to the future in this sort of optimistic and positive manner. We'll take a few more minutes to share, and since everyone seems to prefer to share on the chat side, Jay, if we can have some music, that might be nice. We'll take about the next few minutes to share on the chat, and if you would like to unmute, feel free to raise your hands. Once again, we are sharing about you think the shared future looks like, depending on the mood in the room and the sharings that everyone has made so far. Raven says a future that is created and shared by the community. Imagine a smart world. I see that most of the reflections are very open-ended, and that can be really helpful while ideating about creative piece that you want to do, because we will be creating come together. We will have hopefully some creative pieces out of this session. So I'd like you all to again go through the chat, keep feelings and emotions that it evokes in your mind, because that is something that is going to help us all with our creative process. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for playing together with us. I'm now going to hand it to each to take us through the next section.
Hi, Niki, can you share the screen? I don't see a shared screen.
Can everyone else see the screen?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. In which case I can use mine and guide you through it. So what we're going to do now is combine kind of workshop with your reflective creativity. Our objective here is to have everybody sketch something. It doesn't have to be a work of art. Of course, it won't be at this point. What we want to do is gather some ideas for you and then share them in the group. So this combination of workshop and expressed creativity on your part means there's a bit of time pressure. So we're just going to give you a few minutes now to sketch up based on some of the thought or the reflection or the feeling you had in the first session that Adrija introduced us to, and take those ideas that you generated, and we'd like you to start just sketching out 2 or 3 of them, or thinking about another creative expression that would represent your feeling, your thought, or your anticipated or preferred future. So at this point, it's about collecting ideas related to our shared future and thinking how you would express them. And this might be slightly out of comfort zones, and that's exactly where we want to be. And I'm also going to invite the group to make yourself visible, if you will, so we can see you and say hello visually. That would be great. So this session is just taking 2 or 3 ideas. Hopefully Jay will introduce some music. I don't hear it yet, but maybe it'll come. And just start to sketch an expression of the thoughts, feelings, or pictures that you had. We've also got the opportunity to write something more in the chat. And if you do, Raven, Jay will use an AI supported piece of art software to generate an image. So if you want to evolve the thought or the comment you made in the chat in the first session and then introduce it into the chat, we can put together a piece of art AI generated and share that with you. So we've got for this session about another 5 or 6 minutes, and if we do it in peace, that's fine. It looks like you're electing not to be seen. That's okay too, but at some point it would be good to see you, or we're going to ask you maybe to share some of your thoughts and ideas. So we'll go quiet. I'll ask the team, do we have music or not?
Yeah, unfortunately, with this version of Zoom, for some reason, I can't share the music.
Okay, no
So
worries.
I'll keep trying to work on it.
Play it on your phone if you like, Jay, and maybe we can all pick it up like that. From the group, any questions on the briefing we're giving you? Does it feel okay? Give us some feedback, please.
Just to help your creative imaginations, at this point, you can have multiple sort of directions you want to go in. You can spend about 2 minutes on each. You can have 2 or 3 different directions that your thoughts take, and you can sort of sketch something or jot a few things down on each of them. Later on, we'll have time to select the directions and move forward with them. And as said by Pete, feel free to share your thoughts. If you need help with initial ideation or imagery, and we'll help out with that.
Maybe to help with the ideation, I've started putting together from the chat all the words that everyone has been thinking about, being a team, infinite possibilities, global collaboration, collective faith, and all the themes that appeared into AI. And I'm happy to share a bit later or now, depending on your preference, what AI produced from all our thoughts.
Okay.
I
Okay,
see reflections coming in already. Yeah, go ahead, Pete. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Thank you. So what I'm going to ask everybody to do in the next minute or two is everybody who is in the room, just confirm in the chat with a thumbs up or a thumbs up signal reaction in the group, just that you have completed one or two sketched thoughts, ideas about how you can creatively express the thought, feeling, or picture of our shared future, so that we know that you've completed the exercise. So in the next minute or so, please confirm that. Thank you, Lisa G. And I'm going to give you an example of what you can do. I put in the chat earlier, trepidation and love, and I am simply starting a sketch out of some kind of love image which has two entities within it together. So I've got something coming. I'm not an artist, but I've got an expression. So I'm concerned that we've only heard from Lisa G. Can I hear from everybody else with a thumbs up or a comment in the chat that we have completed this session? We offer you incentives. Your art will be displayed on a website if you submit it in the next few weeks. Hi, thank you, Tajala. Raven's done. Alethea Punyasri. Alethea seems to have created an amazing piece of art within a space of 2 minutes. Urwa, Navid, thank you. Hi again, Tajala, thank you. Okay. And we're all enjoying the sound of silence apart from my voice, which I'm trying to limit use of. Okay, everybody. Thank you for that session. If you go to the next slide, Niki, I hope, because I'm looking at my slides and, without the shared screen, we're now going to have a period of time just working up that idea. So this gives you the chance, and we're not expecting a work of art here. We're just expecting and hoping to see something that represents your initial thoughts and ideas relating to our shared future. So like Alethea did there with an amazing share, I have no idea about how that was achieved, but we're just going to give you, let's say, 5 minutes now to sketch out your idea. And then with this workshop, we always give time to the young people involved to go away, go home, or go to their school, their place of learning, to reflect and work up the art. So at this point, we're just seeking the initial sketched idea. And this period is to take, if you've had 2 or 3 ideas, is deciding what do you want to sketch out? What will you create? And we're going to invite you to submit it at some point in the next week. And we're going to invite you also to invite people you know. We have an objective to get every country in the world represented by a creative expression on our platform. So we're going to have another 3 to 5 minutes just for you to develop this piece of art.
If you've been thinking in 2 or more different directions, this is the part where you choose one direction that you want to go in. Maybe you have a sketch, maybe you have 2, 3 lines of poetry, maybe you have 2 or 3 sketches. This is the time to choose which direction you want to go to, which piece of creative art you want to develop. I know that might be a difficult, but given the time that we have, we suggest you choose one direction to take your art in. Of course, there'll be time to develop the other ones later. If you want to submit multiple entries, that is an option as well. But for now, we suggest you choose one direction to take your art in. Raven has shared something really interesting on the chat. Raven, do you want to share something about that?
Yeah, so I just collected all of your imageries that came to your mind when you thought of future or shared futures, and these are some of the artworks generated by AI. To quickly share it, of course.
Beautiful.
There's this one. And there's this that's more colorful. And the world is shared. And it's futuristic, but still has elements of nature in it.
Perfect.
There's
Okay.
there's this one as well, which is a shared world.
And I'd like to highlight what Katerina said in the chat. I imagine youth across geographies hugging Mother Earth to protect it, but also receive its healing, grounding power. And it reminds me of that one with the people around the earth there, Raymond. So, Katerina, that's a beautiful image that you've painted for me and for us. And essentially, what I'd love to encourage that you now, if you have a pen and paper, I hope you were asked to come with a pen and paper and you've sketched something. It would be great to see that. And if we can, thank you. If we cannot, then maybe, Raven, you have time to input Katerina's words as well into the okay. And we have a submission from Tajala, a piece of art generated in very swift time, which is amazing. And a description. Thank you, Tajala, for sharing that. Okay, so we're going to give this maybe one more minute just to see where we've got to, and then I'm going to ask the group to make some kind of comment on the things they've seen and read. We've only got a small collection, that's fine, but we can just give our impression of what people have come up with, what they've shared, the images you've seen. And the reflection piece will be about, were you surprised at your own thoughts or feelings, at those that we've looked at? And I'd love to hear from you further reflections on your expression that you would like to submit and whether you intend to submit that expression. Could be anything, could be words, poetry, art, sculpture. Okay. I like your inclusion, Katerina, plus inclusivity and equity. I want to meet you, Katerina. I want to see you if I can. I wonder if that's possible. Here she is. I've got you. Hi.
Yes.
Where are you,
Hi. Thank
Katerina?
you. I'm in Athens, Greece. It's 8:30 p.m. I have my kids are running around in the living room, so that's why I'm a bit silent. But I
Okay.
enjoy the session very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Where
you.
are you?
Right now, I'm in a mountain in the Peloponnese, if you know of the Greek geography. So,
Yep.
yeah, a bit out of Athens, a couple of hours.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you for your participation and contributions. It's great to have you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for hosting this and curating this session. Very creative.
Okay. Niki, how are we on time? And my assumption is now is a good time to have any final thoughts from people, and hopefully, thank you, with Katerina, at least we've seen her face. You've seen mine. Can we
Yes,
share
that's
any art?
good. Of course.
So if we stop sharing the screen, Niki, and we can see everybody.
We have poetry in the chat, I believe, and I'd really like to read it out for everyone. Alethea, maybe you'd like to read out your poetry, or you'd like one of us to share on your behalf?
Yeah, I can if you want. Okay, there's a universe called future. It is something we all need to nurture. It doesn't exist, everybody says, but it is something that from now stays. An infinite world, a silence in a word, can hurt as a sword or caress as an afterword.
Thank you, Alethea. Excellent. Where are you dialing in from?
Mexico City.
Please will you submit those words to our website when we invite you to do so.
Okay,
Thank you.
sure.
We've got one, people. Katerina, I was not looking at you if you did show something on your screen. No, okay. And Alethea, there are your words. That's gorgeous. Urwa. Would you like to share that, Urwa? I see you've put it in the chat. Would you like to speak to that? If not, someone else, please read it out from the youth team.
Yes, sure. If you want to bring a revolutionary change in the world, then you're supposed to do it by setting your own instance. Sorry, there was typing error. Sharing, it's not sharing, it's actually setting.
And I believe that was your own voice, Urwa.
Yes,
Thank you so much. And where may I ask are you? Where are you in the world, Urwa?
I'm from Pakistan.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Beautiful words. Panyasri has shown an image of something that I cannot read, even with these glasses. But maybe, Panyasri, you can read that out to us. If not, we will find a reader.
Hello, sir. I'd definitely like to read it out to you, if I may.
Sure.
Mhm. So I've written about this is basically my own experience since I'm from India. We have a lot of tags and labels going on around. So this is just my expression that I've put forth here. So it goes like the auction of existence. They place me on a pedestal high, a nameless soul with a newborn cry. The gavel strikes, the bidding starts. Labeled, sorted, torn apart. Boy or girl, the market calls. A fate decided in crowded halls. Fair or dark, they weigh my skin, as if my worth lies deep within. A surname wraps me, silk or stone, a gift of ease or a path unknown. Caste, a chain, rusted and old, yet still it binds with an iron hold. They count the coins my father makes, stamping doors my future breaks. As if knowledge has a price, as if dreams need wealth's device. But what if no price marked my name? What if no weight tipped the game? What if worth was just the light that burned within, fierce and bright? Strip the tags, unwrite the laws, tear down markets, break their claws. Let children rise unburdened, free, not products sold, but souls to be.
Okay. I'd like to say that is very beautiful. It's a first for me. I sense Adrija has heard that before. And Punyasri, I'm going to, because it's a workshop and a free space for you, I'm going to challenge you to turn that into a visual image and submit it with the poem plus visual image to our site. And on that note, I'm going to hand over, and you can share, anybody can share, comment in the chat, or you can speak now. Please speak if you want to share something, a reflection, a thought, about our future, about creative expression, and how it relates to our future or responds to it. And I'll hand over to Niki to finalize how you can be participant in this exhibition and how you can share it potentially with people you know, and especially into countries where we haven't had representation if you have an international network. Thank you, and over to Niki.
Thank you, Pete. And thank you, Adrija. Your voice is very, very calming, I can say. Um, so if you have created something today, we are inviting you to share that with us. And you can scan the QR code on the screen, or there is a link, which is just voicesoftomorrow.curriculumforlife.com/submit. But you can easily scan this QR code as well with your phone, and we'll leave the link in the chat as well. And we invite you to fill out our submission form, which is just uploading your piece and a brief description of your art and a title and your name. And once you submit your artwork, we will add it to our online collection. And you will have the chance to be selected to be part of those 50 pieces that you saw in the beginning. We had 50 pieces in our last exhibition, and we're adding another 50. So you'll be a part of this amazing exhibition of 100 beautiful artworks, so far from 15 countries, but we'd love to see your work. We are aiming to reach the whole wide world. And yeah, we'd love to see your piece make it. So please, if you can now, then scan the link with your phone, check the link in the chat, and take your time and upload your piece in the next 2-3 weeks before our deadline closes on March 17th. And our exhibition will take place on World Art Day, and we are looking forward to seeing your pieces come in. Yeah, I'll give you just a minute or two to click the link, scan the QR code.
And I'd like
Love
to
to.
reflect, I'd like to comment on something that Urwa has said. Small efforts can lead to great contributions. And I heard something like that recently, Urwa, because what we are is a tiny charity. And someone said to me, small hinges can open very big doors. And I thought about us as a small hinge. So a similar sentiment. And I feel like drawing a big door with a small hinge when I read your quote. Thank you, Niki, for letting me intervene with that.
No problem. Just another minute since we're pretty good on time. And then we can move on to the last slide. We'd love to see any questions as well in the chat or any thoughts. Feel free to unmute yourself. If you're having problems with submitting.
Also,
And
sorry,
yeah,
Nikki,
go
for coming
ahead.
in. Please feel free to share this with all your friends in your country, in different countries. We'd love to see submissions come in. And please feel free to encourage young people you know, or if you are in school, university, your friends, any youth networks you are in, we accept submissions from young people from all over the world, and it can be in any format whatsoever, be it an artwork, sculpture, write up. So we look forward to your submissions. Over to you, Nikki.
Thank you, Adrija. Just our final words. You can see again our virtual exhibition. Feel free to explore that as well, which you can also find on our website, and we'll put it in the chat as well. Sorry, Raven. And the full collection of artworks, which is currently about more than 300 pieces. So if you submit your art, it will be featured in that collection, and you can share that with your friends and have a look at the existing pieces. There are some very inspiring artworks including from a member of our team, Jana, who submitted beautiful pieces from Afghanistan. And we have a lot of amazing art from the Philippines, some sculptures, movies, everything beyond just drawings and paintings. If you want to see some of these, then feel free to keep up with us on social media. We are on Instagram and LinkedIn, sharing weekly some of the artworks and what we're up to as we're preparing for the next exhibition. Just to give a little overview, we're going to conclude our second exhibition and then translate some of these pieces into data and insights to work with decision makers on building a future that is collective and that we are all part of. Let us know again if you have any questions. We're happy to answer. The workshop is concluded, but please feel free to keep drawing and keep creating. Yeah. And let us know if you have any feedback for us regarding if you enjoyed this workshop today. What would you like to let us know about it? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the chat or unmute yourself. Maybe if anyone from the team as well would like to chime in, share anything about our project. If Alan wants to share about the fourth dimension, maybe that's an interesting piece. If someone has questions about the 3D space. Yes, Daniel, there is a website. Thank you so much, Irva and Katerina.
It's worth mentioning, Nikki, that every submission that comes in goes onto the website and then some are selected. So the work we invite you to put in, we're not looking for beautiful, beautiful works of art. We're looking for how people have responded to the question, and we're interested in all submissions. Is that a fair representation of how we invite people to submit, guys?
Yeah, definitely, Pete, because it's the intention behind the piece of work that's most important rather than the execution. So I've got a really rubbish drawing in front of me here. So, oh no, you can't see it because of the background, but it's basically a scribble of the planet with Planet Earth Council around the top and then sustainable well-being around the bottom. And I picture that as a badge for members of the Planet Earth Council, should that be formed. So yeah, people shouldn't worry about being great artists. It's the message behind it.
Great.
Thank you to everyone for all the kind words in the chat. Jay just inserted the link where you can find all the information on the website.
Yeah, bless you all for being part of this with us as well today. Thank you for the word.
Thank you. If you have questions later on as well when you're working on your artwork, feel free to email us or reach out to us on social media. And thank you so much for joining us today. I think with that, we'll hand it over to Teach the People. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much. It's really worth attending.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, Voices of Tomorrow, for kicking off such a creative and inspiring session. And we can't wait to see the artwork that you add to your virtual spaces. and we are going to wrap up a bit early, which is okay. Urwa, would you like to sign them off?
Yes, sure.
Great.
As we wrap up this inspiring session, thank you all for being part of World Futures Day, Young Voices 2025. Your perspectives and participation have made this conversation truly meaningful. The journey doesn't end here. New facilitators and fresh conversations begin at the top of each hour. You are welcomed to stay and continue exploring future possibilities with us. Quick announcements. First, Teach the Future is offering our first Future Wise intro to Futures Literacy's Fundamentals online course. We have Summer Institute for ages 12 to 17 and another course coming this fall for those 18 and older. Pre-registration is now open. We would love to hear about your experience. To share your feedback and receive your certificate of participation, please fill out our survey. I have already shared it in the chat. Remember, our intergenerational voice matters in shaping our shared futures. Thank you for being part of this global session. Breakout rooms will soon close and you will be sent to the main session to prepare for the next session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Urwa, and thank you, Vat. So everyone in this room right now, we did finish a bit early, so the breakout rooms will actually not close on time. So we have a few options. If you know, if you can locate the leave room at the bottom right corner, you can click on that and go to leave breakout room, which will put you back into the main room. Don't leave meeting unless you have to go, but there will be more sessions starting on the hour. With that being said, choose your destiny. But also, if you're confused on how to leave the breakout room, I will go ahead and send you off to the main room.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Nice to
Bye.
see you, Suha. There's some faces here. Hi and bye.